This group of scientists have been diving in the frigid waters near Victoria Island, Nunavut, for 5 weeks. They are identifying and collecting seaweed species along with their DNA. They also hope to map and study the ecology of Arctic kelp forests around Cambridge Bay. It's an area that's been rarely studied.
We have found kelp, which is really exciting. So there is definitely kelp around here.
Dr. Amanda Savoie studies marine microalgae and is the lead on the project. This is the first time scientists have been able to observe an actual kelp forest in that area.
Kelp forests are a really important part of the coastal marine environment, and so it's really important to study, how are they doing, where can they be found, what kind of fish and invertebrates live in the kelp forest and depend on them for habitat.
Ocean temperatures play a big role in where seaweed grows around the world. As waters warm, the distribution of different seaweed species changes. The Arctic and Antarctic are expected to be the most negatively affected by this. Too much warming could mean there would be no waters cold enough for this species of seaweed to grow.
So we know the ocean is warming and that this has an impact on marine organisms. And with a warming ocean, we may actually see more biomass of kelp and more kelp forests in the Arctic. But it's important to understand how they're going to be changing. Some of the things here are adapted to very cold temperatures. And so, we don't really know what's going to happen as the water gets too warm, but at some point it will be too warm for certain things that live here. And then things that live further south will slowly be able to move up as the temperature changes. And that will change the marine ecosystem.
Before the expedition, Savoie visited Cambridge Bay to meet with community elders. She says local knowledge have been invaluable to finding diving sites. John Lyle has been their guide. He likes to think of it as an exchange of knowledge.
I'm just happy they're involving us regular people, or guides, or so we could learn. I just take them diving to places where they want to go and get them over and back safely, because I know most of the land around me. I think that's what they want to know, how to dive. And the more divers I get, the more I learn what's in my land.
Dr. Savoie hopes to return next year. She says this year's study will set a baseline where they will be able to compare and see the change for many years to come. Chantal Dubuc, CBC News, Yellowknife.